This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, buyer beware. A local realtor dishes out advice to help prevent some home buyers from becoming victims of a scam. Good evening and thank you for joining us at FYI. I'm Ken Kara. Honestly, thank you for watching on SSPTV and SSPTV.com. Here's our Wednesday headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. 4 police officers were hired last night in the city of Hazleton, bringing the force to 38 members. Hazleton City Council voted to hire Scott Green, Colton Kishel, Pedro Bautista, and Joshua Keller, all as full-time officers. The new hirings were made to fill 4 vacancies that resulted from retirements or officers leaving for another department. Bautista is fluent in Spanish and will be the only officer on the force who is bilingual. While council members did not hesitate to hire the 4 officers, they did ask for more time before voting on a resolution that would reopen the police contract in order to provide a 3% pay raise. The contract was approved in 2012. The 4 new officers were hired at a salary that is 70% of the base salary. That base salary is just over $59,000. West Hazleton police need help looking for a person of interest. This individual is a person of interest in an incident that occurred at Lowe's Home Improvement Center. Anyone with information regarding the identity of the person is urged to contact the West Hazleton Police at 570-455-3733, and all information received will be handled confidentially. If you were driving through the city of Hazleton today, you may have witnessed this. A huge crane that was brought in to move a magnetic resonance imaging machine, more commonly referred to as an MRI machine, and the structure that it's housed in. Hazleton Police and Fire were on hand to ensure the safety of everyone involved as the machine was transported from the medical center at 20 North Laurel Street to its new home at the Lehigh Valley Hospital in Hazleton on Route 93. Streets were closed and traffic was stopped on Laurel and Broad Streets to allow this oversized load to make its way through the city. A popular soda made in our area will soon be returning to store shelves. Jandel Companies announced that it plans to acquire the A-Treat soda brand name, trademark, flavor formulas, and related intellectual property. Production is expected to resume next month, with customers able to purchase their favorite flavors in early fall. David Jandel says, quote, "Our ultimate goal is to keep as much of the production as possible right here in the Lehigh Valley. To do so, we have entered into a co-packing agreement with the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of the Lehigh Valley. It is our hope to retain as many former A-Treat employees as possible," unquote. A-Treat shut its doors back in January. Jandel hopes to restore the nearly 100-year-old iconic brand back to its original luster. A state police investigation is underway as a result of several real estate transactions made by a Hazleton realtor. One Hazleton man paid cash to real estate agent Ignacio Beato for the home he thought he purchased. Beato previously ran unsuccessfully for a seat on Hazleton City Council. However, according to our media partner, the Hazleton Standard Speaker, a sheriff's deputy told that homeowner that he did not own the property and that his family had 10 days to vacate the home. The man had paid for the home in cash. So how do you prevent becoming a victim of such a situation? Lisa Sugar talked with a local realtor for some advice for home buyers in our area.
We're hearing a lot recently about scams, and today we have some important advice for how you will not become a victim of a scam involving real estate. I'm joined by Ken Tamborski, who is the owner and broker at Aggressive Realty in Cunningham. Ken, what do people need to know, or how do they need to arm themselves so that they don't become a victim of a scam involving real estate or thinking they own a house when they actually don't?
Well, one of the things is I use a reputable company that is local. There's a lot of local companies and we're all together, we all work together. And one of the things is you can't just, because of race, because of color, creed, age, male, female, you just can't follow that. You got to look for the companies that have been around, that are local to you. Kind of ask around. We have a great board office. You can call the board and ask for a recommendation. You can call just to confirm somebody. You can turn around, you can go to your Chamber of Commerce. You can go to your municipalities and ask for who's local. Also, everything should be done by a check. Check should be made sure. You should have a deposit. There's a deposit notice that you get. There's all that's involved. You should be able to back up everything that said. You should know the broker. Don't hesitate to call a broker if you have a question upon an agent. They're two different levels.
Should I ever be paying cash for a house in a deal like that?
No, a deal, a lot of the houses are bought and it says it's a cash deal. But cash deal doesn't mean you bring in that type of cash because it's IRS reportable. After $8,000, you have to report it. So what happens is a lot of times is it'll say cash, but it's a check, it's a money order. The money order should be made out to the real estate company, not to an agent. Never make a check to an agent or never give the agent cash. The check should be to, example, if we're selling a house, it's our listing, it would be to Aggressive Realty. That comes in, we have to deposit that check. Once the deal is consummated and agreed to, we have to deposit that check within 24 hours. That check gets deposited immediately in the bank. There's a paper trail. It goes in the escrow book. The only one that can take out the escrow book is the broker could sign that check, but two parties got to agree to sign to release that money. And then also there's the recovery fund. If something would happen, in the recovery fund, the state steps in and there's a fund that's put together in case somebody does get ripped off. But because there's cash and so forth involved here, it's going to be a very tough paper trail to follow.
Should we always have legal advice before we make a major purchase like this?
One of the things at Aggressive Realty we do is I kind of always try to suggest, you cannot tell somebody, but we use an attorney with the abstract company. We deal with a local attorney and an abstract company. That one does, the abstract company does the numbers and the legal part of the search and so forth is done by the attorney. The attorney also reads the loan docs to make sure you're not being ripped off by the bank. So I strongly suggest, we have great abstract companies here. There are several in the Hazleton area that are fantastic, but at the same time, I personally, I try to insist that we use the attorney, and it don't cost you no more. It's the same cost, but you're getting two. He also represents his errors and omission insurance. So you're getting the best of both worlds if you call Aggressive or if you use an attorney and an abstract company.
All right. Important advice, and I guess the best advice is do your homework before you make a major purchase like buying a home.
Thanks, Lisa. Now, Ken Tamborski will join Sam Lassant Sr. on the Sam Lassant Show. You can watch that show tomorrow at 7 a.m. and the other times listed up on your screen, so enjoy. Everyone's favorite ogre takes the stage for one last weekend. Shrek's health is fine. Don't worry, it's just the last weekend of the show. Shrek the Musical is in its final weekend at the Theater at the Grove in New Angola, and tickets are going fast, just like the movie. The musical features the story of Shrek and Fiona. Performances are this Friday at 8 p.m., Saturday at 1 p.m., and Sunday at 3 p.m. For reservations, you can call 570-868-8212, or you can log on to newangolagrove.com or check out Theater at the Grove on Facebook. And a little later on FYI, we'll talk about this year's Hazleton Area Sports Hall of Fame class with Dave Seaman from the Standard Speaker. And after this break, it's the weather and a double dose of Janine as she hosts our What's the Sense home decorating segment and our healthy living segment. Stay tuned.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
And What's the Sense we're back here with tomorrow, and we're giving you some healthy tips on doing your furniture over, working with paints, defunking your junk, right? So what are we doing today?
Today we're still going to talk about paint.
All right.
We did last week, we did different textures of paint in the Miss Mustard Seed Milk paint.
Okay.
This time I'm going to show you how to paint fabric.
All right.
And people would never believe you could do this, but it's easy. You take paint and fabric medium. It's a textile medium. You can find it at Michael's, Joann Fabrics, and you mix it with your paint. And you could change any piece of furniture with any color you like. Now, I did just put one coat on this. I am going to finish it. I just wanted to show you the difference. All you do, you paint it on with a brush, and the liquid medium will keep the fabric soft. So you could change, a lot of people want to get new furniture, paint it. You would think, paint it. It would be hard. You can buy a scent for it, that it would scent. A lot of people's like, well, I got it on Craigslist, I want to put a scent in it, because it was used by somebody else. You can buy scent, put the liquid medium in it, with any color paint you want, and you can change your furniture. Now this was the Marsala, the color of the year. I had a sample of this, and what I did is I just mixed the medium with it. Now I didn't put a lot of medium in it. It does run about $7 for a little bit, 6 ounces, and you do mix it. There's a mixture process to it. So you do need probably like 4 to maybe a pint. But I have that recipe on the mixture on my Facebook too. Okay. But I love this. My daughter's getting married, so we're going to do a vintage theme. And this Marsala came out perfect for like a vintage, nice, like that winey color.
All right, that's so neat. I would never think to paint my furniture. Again, make sure that you use those chemicals though, so that it's really soft, right? And this doesn't come off on your clothing or anything.
Nothing. Nope, it's not going to come off. Now this, I'm going to keep going. What I did with the upholstery tacks, I just painted right over them. And then what I did was I took a wet rag and wiped them off. It didn't take the paint off the fabric or the wood, so you can get in there at it and then just wipe it with a wet cloth and it won't come off the fabric. So I'm going to keep going. I want to change the color of the tacks on this, and I'm going to redo this for the wedding.
And I love the pictures in the background too.
Beautiful. Looks so skinny.
All right, well, join us here each and every Wednesday.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Signs of the fall. That's right, I said it. But isn't it great to see football again? This is a Freeland Whippets youth football practice at Delacroix Field in Freeland. We'll have a full story from there tomorrow during sports. Here's our summer forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, mostly clear. We'll get down to a cool 55 degrees. Extended forecast now. Thursday, sunny with a high near 77 degrees. Thursday night will be mostly clear. We'll get down to 57. On Friday, a nice day, sunny with a high near 80 degrees. Friday night, another clear night, our low of 56. On Saturday, mostly sunny. We get up to 82 degrees. Saturday night, clouds move into the area, partly cloudy with a low around 62. And then on Sunday, there's a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms. But overall, a partly sunny day with a high of 81. At night, we jump up to a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms with a low of 64 degrees.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazelton. Treat yourself today.
Hey, check out the view. We're overlooking the Cunningham Valley. It's a beautiful day here in northeastern Pennsylvania. We're back here at the Penn State Hazelton campus for Healthy Living on FYI. And Rob Gold joins us every Wednesday if you want tips on running, walking, biking, swimming, anything. Just get out there and be a little bit active and really involve your family, because your family could all take part of this. We have a list of races coming up, and we want to really go over the details of some of these races that are going on.
Beach Mountain is going to be the next one up on the schedule.
Okay.
July 26th at Beach Mountain. It's a 5K.
Okay.
The next one on the schedule, the Valley Great 8, August 1st. That's an 8-mile run and a 4-mile run. That one benefits the food pantry in the Cunningham Valley. And the run for the cannoli would be after that, August 16th. That's in the center of Hazelton.
Okay. And now these races, there are a lot of benefits to pre-registration. Some of you do like to wait to the last minute and register that day. However, if you pre-register and you're new to racing and you're new to joining these groups, what are some of the benefits for the pre-registration?
Well, race directors really like when you register early, because we know how to plan for the right number of t-shirts. So we guarantee, most races will guarantee that you're going to get the right shirt, right size shirt if you pre-register. And there's benefits like we have an early registration price. And as you go farther and farther, the price might go up. And the same day registration price, some races, it even goes up if you register same day.
Yeah, the t-shirts are very nice. They're running t-shirts. It's not just like a cotton generic t-shirt. It's a nice t-shirt that you can wear as you participate in any of these runs each and every year. You can register most of these online.
Most of them have registration online, and the link for all that is on the Valley Running Club website, valleyrunner.com.
All right. Also, we have the Town and Trail Series 5K, 10K, 13.1 mile coming up in October. It's going to be peak week of fall foliage, It's going to be amazing, and we want to just keep telling everyone to start training now for that.
If you're going to do the long one, yeah, definitely start training and start ramping up your miles. We've posted a training program on our Facebook site, but there's certainly a lot of them that you could choose from.
All right, so get out there, be active, get the entire family involved. There's really no excuse this summer. You could run, rain or shine. All these events are happening, rain or shine. That's the great thing. There are no rain dates here for the run races or the walks. Here, again, it's for youth, it's for adults, it's for families. You can volunteer, you can become a sponsor. You can just check out hazyracing.com or valleyrunning.com, and we'll go back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Janine. She's very excited for that Town and Trail half marathon. Keeps asking if I'm going to do it, but run for cannoli. More my style. We'll see. Here's your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers. Pick 2, 3, 7. Pick 3, 7, 8, 7. Pick 4, 9, 2, 5, 6. Pick 5, 2, 2, 0, 7, 5. And your lottery number is brought to you by Boyer Insurance Agency with 2 locations to serve you. One is in Cunningham on Sugarloaf Avenue and the other is in Nescapec on Broad Street. You can call Boyer Insurance in Cunningham at 570-788-3543 and in Nescapec at 570-752-7683. It's Dave Day after this break.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Dave Seaman is back in the FYI SSPTV studio. So happy to have him back. Standard speaker, sports editor Dave Seaman. It's a Dave Day. Here we are. And Dave, while you were away, had a little vacation, Penn State makes a big announcement, Penn State football. Not really anything that has to do with playing the game of football, but the names will be taken off the jerseys. Penn State will once again look like Penn State. Now, you said you understood why Coach Bill O'Brien put the names on the back of the jerseys after the sanctions were handed out. You like that move?
I think it's a good move. I think it's a consideration of all the tradition that Penn State has, and the former players all were almost unanimously in favor of bringing back the uniforms. Most of the fan base was in favor of bringing back the nameless jerseys. So a tradition, I'm a traditionalist, but I also understand why Coach O'Brien did it, because you did want to recognize those players that stuck with the program through the most difficult of times. Now you play on a tradition, you bring in some of the new plans that Coach Franklin has, and big things are ahead for Penn State football.
I've always been a huge traditionalist, Dave. I mean, it was okay with the names for a little bit. Glad it was taken off. It was something that definitely set Penn State apart. You saw Oregon with all these flashy jerseys and the stuff that was coming out, and Penn State always stood out because of just how plain the uniforms were and what that really stood for, that you're playing for Penn State, not the name on the back of the jersey. With that said, interesting editorial. I forget where it was. It was in the Daily Collegian or Onward State from one of the students out there saying, listen, all the alumni who are so happy about this, get ready when Franklin adds a third jersey, maybe something a little crazy, pink and black. They think that's coming down the way. Would you be okay if Penn State adds once a year, maybe a third jersey with a logo, with the pink and black, their old original colors?
I think you had to mention that pink and black were actually cerise and black were the original school colors back in the 1800s. But I think that they found that those colors faded away in the sun, and they turned into blue and white, and that's what Penn State was stuck with. If Penn State maybe one game show what it was like, and I think there'd be an uproar, no pun intended, over a uniform other than blue and white, the plain blue and whites.
Well played, Dave. And as I said, even though I'm a traditionalist, I would love to see that. Go pink and black for a game, throw the state of Pennsylvania on the helmet. I'd like to see the numbers on the helmets. I enjoyed that too, but I also like the plan. All right, a lot of talk about fashion here. Let's talk about the Hazleton Area Sports Hall of Fame. The induction will take place in September, but the class has been announced, Dave. You're involved in this. Ron Marchetti's involved in this. This is an interesting class. It has some older guys, some younger guys, also some guys and girls mixed in there.
Yeah, we do have a great class coming in. It's well balanced, like you said, between males and females, former coaches. The area is very well represented. We have people from the Freeland area, Hazleton area, West Hazleton, Bishop Hayfie graduates, so a little bit of something for everyone.
Dave, what specifically do you like about this process? Every year as you go into it, you're busy at the Standard Speaker having to cover local sports, but why do you enjoy being involved in this, and what's so much fun about it?
It takes me back in time too to look back at some of the players and coaches that made their mark in this area. You get to look at the records, and the late Ray Saul was gracious enough to pass on his records to me. So I always enjoyed digging into records and seeing what these people did. And there's so many outstanding players, and a lot of them aren't even in the Hall of Fame yet that we haven't even scratch the surface of trying to get some of these people the recognition they so deserve. Because back in the day, when Ray was covering sports, you didn't know how these athletes, what their response was. They just played the games. They were never quoted in newspapers as much as they are today. Your station, here we do a great job covering local sports in the local media. That was never around. So now you get a chance to see how their reaction was to playing sports back in the 40s and the 50s. And it was a different era too, but the common denominator is they all love playing the game. And to see that being recognized now by the Hall of Fame committee, to see those players step up, it's a great process that I'm happy to be part of.
You can hear from these athletes and coaches at the actual dinner, or what you can do, the Standard Speaker. You're running articles on everyone being inducted. We didn't want to just single out a few of the people. Maybe we'll put a list up of everybody, but you're running features on everyone who's being inducted. I will put up a list on our Facebook page, and then just search Standard Speaker and their name. You should find the article online. Dave, thanks so much for stopping in this week. Much more to talk about next week. Now to the FYI Standard Speaker scoreboard. The Valley West 9 and 10-year-old All-Stars are on their way to the Section 6 championship round after a win over Lehigh on Tuesday. So on Wednesday at 5:30, Lehigh will play Stroudsburg, who will play the winner, who will be playing Valley West in the championship round Thursday at 5:30. In the International League, Tuesday night, Scranton-Wilkes-Barre, they lost to Indianapolis. And in Major League Baseball, the Chicago Cubs, they beat the Reds on Tuesday night. These two teams are playing a doubleheader on Wednesday. FYI, we'll be right back. It's Wednesday, and here's some delicious alliteration. It's signature steak night at Bottlenecks. All of their signature steaks are only $9.95 plus bottomless soup and salad for only $2.95.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy 26th anniversary to Nikki and Janelle Petruzzi. Love from your family and friends. In our Talk of the Town report, the 81st Annual Ukrainian Day will be held Sunday, July 26th from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the St. Nicholas Picnic Grove in Primrose. Everyone is welcome to attend for delicious homemade food, themed basket auction, vendors and crafts, games for all ages, plus live entertainment including polka bands. Free parking, free admission, and it will be held rain or shine. Proceeds benefit the St. Josaphat Ukrainian Catholic Seminary. For more information, please check out seminaryday.org. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Dorothy Hayden of Hazelton, Mass is Saturday at 10 a.m. at the St. Gabriel's Church. Friends may call Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. Betty Jane Condash of McAdoo, memorial is Saturday at 11 a.m. in the Christ Reformed United Church of Christ in McAdoo. The Stanley E. Anilowski Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Dennis D. Dickinson of Hazelton, services Thursday at 11 a.m. at the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. Julia Ann Malitsky Ford, formerly of McAdoo, Mass was held July 15th in Spokane, Washington. John P. Podlesny, services will be held Friday at 10 a.m. in the St. Joseph's Church. Friends may call Friday from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. at the John J. Pustai Funeral Home. And Lorraine Shabosky, formerly of Claire's. Arrangements will be announced by the Stanley E. Anilowski Funeral Home.
Tomorrow on FYI, we preview an event called Peace, Love, and Chalk, plus our story with the Freeland Whippets Youth Football League. All right, our youth football team. We'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone.